Okay, so I'm gonna use DDL from Malibu C Pro, and I'm gonna use Pulp Riot Blue. It's actually Pulp Riot Tragic. I'm gonna use that on this side, and I'm gonna use Malibu C Professional, the DDL XL, on the other side. And so let me just show you the hair. It's kind of more red at the roots and it fades out on the ends. I have washed this mannequin and tried removal a couple of times, and this is what we got out of it. So it was all pretty dark like the root, and it's faded a little. We got some color out, but I just want to see what we can do with this. So with the DDL, I think it'll turn maybe like a pink. And we should get it most of the way out, but I think we'll still see some pigment. And with the Tragic from Pulp Riot, I personally think that it will cover and it'll come out blue. Maybe not the darker parts, definitely down here. Actually, I do think it might cover this. I think just because of the shade of blue that it is, it's not really a dark blue, it's kind of a lighter blue. It might not cover this all the way, but I do not think that it's going to neutralize it. I don't think it's going to turn brown or gray or black. I think we're going to see blue. Okay, this is DDL. It looks like cake batter and it's a brown kind of color. So this is what it'll look like when you mix it up, and I mix this with 20 volume. Alright, so here's DDL with 20 volume, and now we're going to apply the blue on this side. And here's the Pulp Riot Tragic Blue on top of the red, and now we're going to let that process along with the other side. Right. Here's the blue on top for 40 minutes, which is how long Pulp Riot's processing time is, and here's the DDL. Now we're going to blow dry her and see what it looks like. It pulled a lot of the pigment out at the root. Obviously, there's still some orange, so you'd probably want to either tone down with something or remove some more pigment, maybe with CPR. Here's the side we covered with blue. Obviously it covered. There's still some red through there, so maybe we didn't penetrate it good enough. What I will say is Pulp Riot's directions are to put it on clean, dry hair. I normally use water and I spray the section down and get it just a little bit damp because it kind of, for lack of a better word, it adheres to the hair better, like it covers, grabs on, as we say, grabs on. But yeah, there's the blue Pulp Riot, the Tragic, and there's DDL. Okay, so that was it. I think the other things that I would say about this doll is that I would definitely do a test strand on this because she was blonde underneath before. And then I covered her with red, and so you still have that blonde under there, that bleached hair. Even though it's covered with red direct dye, the bleached hair is still there whenever you lift it up again. See all of that? That was part of the reason that it came out on the end so easily, is because we've already done some color removal before. I tried clear with 30 volume, and I didn't use any of this under heat, but it did do a little bit of removal so that so it got some of it out already. And then this was the DDL with 20 volume. And this is not to be used under heat, especially whenever you don't know their hair history. But I will say test strand, test strand, test strand, and in case you didn't hear me, test strand. And the reason that this worked, and it looks black from this angle, but I promise you it's blue. As we get closer to the light, you can see the blue is red. So blue is supposed to be the complementary color of orange. But how do we make orange? Red and yellow, right? And so blue doesn't really do anything to yellow except make it green on its own. But I'm gonna have to make another video to explain this. But anyways, I knew that it was gonna work because of the kind of science behind red going into making orange and all of that. But anyways, yeah. And again, I don't know if I would actually do this on a client, like to neutralize something. If I wanted to change her color and not completely remove the red and then go back to the blue, and she wanted a darker tone anyways, maybe I would. I don't know. I would just have to see, because obviously it's going to be a very special case. Like, not everybody has red direct dye and then did the process that I did, where they did a little bit of removal and then they put blue over that. Like, obviously you need to consult and test strand and do what you think is best for your clients, but this is just some education, so now you know what those things will do. And although DDL, the reason that it removes color so well is that it has a negative charge. The hair has a positive charge, and so putting like regular bleach onto the hair to try to remove a direct dye, regular bleach gives you the same charge that the hair already has, so a positive charge, or I think it's a negative charge, sorry, I'll double check to make sure, but I think the hair has a negative charge and the DDL has a positive charge. So regular bleach on the hair gives the hair a negative charge, and it just doesn't do anything to remove the color. It will brighten it. So if you have like a red and she says, oh, I want to be brighter, I still don't know, but I would just completely cover it in bleach and let it lift. But you can brighten it that way. Again, consult, test strand. But yeah, so I knew that the DDL would work, but again, like, I want you to treat it as bleach because that's essentially what it is. So if somebody did like a peekaboo where they just have a little section of color and they want to remove it all, do not put it on their natural hair because it will lift everything. It is essentially bleach. I want you to treat it as bleach. And maybe you can see my little bleach stain. I got DDL on my shirt and that's what happened. It will act as bleach. It's essentially bleach. Don't use it putting it all over the hair thinking that it's not going to affect the natural, because it's going to lift anything you put it on just like bleach would. Anyways, there you go. Hope you like it. I'll post some more next week. Bye.